Okay, ladies and gentlemen, your next fight is a professional mixed martial arts fight in the middleweight division. Making his way to the cage to fight out of the blue corner, Aaron Jeffery.
Next fight up in the pro middleweight division, Aaron Jeffery and Chad Kelly making his way to the cage here. Aaron Jeffery, 3-1 on his career, fighting out of Ontario, Canada, but no stranger to competing in Ohio. First 2 pro wins in Ohio, and also competed 7 times in Ohio as an amateur.
This guy's no stranger. Maybe Ohio's his second home.
Yeah, first time we've seen him in the cage since 2016. I know he's dealt with some injuries. Now at a different gym, training with Scott Hudson, Vladimir Kazbekov, Matt DiMarcantonio, and also UFC middleweight Elias Theodoro. So some of the best fighters out of Canada, and this guy's training with them on a day in and day out basis.
And again, for all of the new fans, one thing that you can do if you're coming up as an MMA fighter is go train with the best. You have the opportunity as an MMA fighter to step in there and go train with the best. You can't do that in any other sport. You can't go into basketball and just decide you're going to go train with LeBron James. It doesn't work like that. But in MMA, you have a depth of knowledge and talent available at your fingertips. All you got to do is make the hike up there and travel.
Yeah, a guy who's been around for a long time is Aaron Jeffery. 8-1 amateur career, now 3-1 as a pro. Got 2 wins via knockout, 1 via submission. And as we mentioned, fighting out of Parabellum MMA up in Ontario. Also runs a nutrition consulting business, Jeffery Nutrition, and said fans should watch him because he's the prettiest fighter on the card.
You know, I like guys that have their own business and their life taken care of outside of the cage, because you know that they're disciplined.
And making his way to the fight out of the red corner, Chad Kelly.
Coming to the red corner, Chad Kelly, 2-2 on his pro career, and a guy who started out 0-2, won his last 2 fights, and I think a big part of the change in his career was going up to train at strong style.
And again, like we said before, you've got guys like Stipe Miocic, John Gunther, Cody Stevens, Ben Williford, tons and tons of good guys. Jessica I mean, that kind of experience and that kind of team pushing you to be the best that you can be every day, there's no way you can't skyrocket.
Take a look here at the tail of the tape. Aaron Jeffery, still just 25 years old. Chad Kelly entering his prime at 29. Jeffery 2 inches taller, both fighters with 4 professional fights. And as you mentioned, Marcus Marinelli, strong style, one of the best gyms not only in Ohio but in the Midwest and the country, to be honest with you.
And one thing a lot of people don't know is their MMA team is actually pretty small. Marcus Marinelli, one time speaking with me, told me I like to keep my team small so I can give my guys 100% focus and attention, and that's a good thing.
Really only picks the elite fighters or guys that he feels like he can polish and make better. Like Cody Stevens went to strong style kind of late middle part of his career after he already had some pro fights. Now Chad Kelly was 0-2, or 1-2, excuse me, when he went up to strong style, and now we've seen him kind of turn the corner in his pro career. With strong style behind you, it's kind of hard to not be successful.
And one thing a lot of people don't know about that transition that Cody made is Cody went in there late in his career, but he had a lot of injuries early on sustaining his career, and that's kind of what stunted him a little bit. But man, had he made that change early on, whew.
Josh Tynes with the official introductions.
Fight fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, to my left, he's fighting out of the blue corner with a professional record of 3 wins and 1 loss. He fights for Parabellum MMA, and he weighed in at 185 1/2 pounds. From Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, Aaron Jeffery. And to my right, he fights out of the red corner with an even record of 2 wins and 2 losses. He fights for strong style, and he also weighed in at 185 and a half pounds from Independence, Ohio, Chad the Butcher Kelly.
Yeah, one cool thing I just noticed about Chad Kelly is he's got Shenron on his arm, Vegeta, Goku. This guy is a fan of Dragon Ball Z.
Middleweight pro action here at Honor Fighting Championship 3. Aaron Jeffery going to be in the black, Chad Kelly in the red. Chad Trukovich is the referee. Kelly with the big smile there as they went to the center of the cage.
And here we go. Nice thing by Jeffries being light on his feet, moving around. I like that Chad Kelly took the center of the octagon right away. Nice jab. Jeffrey slipped the first one. Good head kick. Good right over top.
Good boxing so far here from Kelly.
Good movement by Jeffries though as well. Not getting really tagged with anything. Just got out of range of that first jab exchange. Beautiful kick. Nice setup with the hands too. He faked the jab and then threw that kick. Good inside leg kick. Nice front teep as well. Just to control the distance, see where he can get in if he can land some big shots.
He definitely is the longer guy here. Trying to throw those kicks, another inside leg kick there.
Seems to be the more comfortable striker as well. That was an interesting way for Kelly to get in.
Like
he threw a hammer fist down to get right through the guard.
Yeah, you can see a lot of guys start to use the elbows more in MMA to close the distance. Now Jeffrey here with that whizzer on the right arm here as Kelly looking to try to get the takedown up against the cage.
And Kelly trying to soften up those legs. Try to see if he can take a little bit of that spring out of Jeffrey's step. Beautiful, nice little inside knee there by Jeffries. And again, Kelly controlling that head control. Oh, got to watch out with that knee coming up from Jeffries though. That is very risky.
Nice knee to the body there from Jeffrey. And
catching those knees on the elbow will hurt too.
Jeffrey, the taller guy, seems to have the range on those knees. Some dirty boxing here in the clinch.
Very good job by Kelly trying to transition. Instead of throwing the elbow across, he threw it vertical. Very nice.
Trying to make this a dirty fight here, Chad Kelly.
Kelly's
he's starting to land those knees now, is Jeffrey.
Jeffrey's doing the right thing, pushing down the head. Oh, just missed with the knee, Chad Kelly.
Now Jeffrey had those overhooks briefly, now has the whizzer there on the left arm.
I like what Jeffrey's doing. Anytime that Kelly tries to put pressure to one side, Jeffrey continues to push his head, give him the option to go the way that he's already trying to go, and then opens up with the knees. That is beautiful, beautiful Thai boxing.
Jeffrey now turning him with the pressure against the cage.
A little bit of blood out of the nose of Aaron Jeffries. Oh, beautiful
nice
left hook by Jeff.
Nice job on the separation there.
You can tell so far that Aaron Jeffries is a very crisp striker.
Yeah, it looks like Jeffrey is the one who wants to strike on the outside, and Kelly wants to try to make this a dirty fight. 2 minutes left here in round number 1.
You can hear the corners a little bit. It seems like Aaron Jeffries is listening to his corner very well, but it's got to be good that Chad Kelly's in his corner right now so he can hear what his coaches are saying.
Good head position here from Aaron Jeffrey. That forehead in the chin, feeding him some punches there.
Good knee, and again, you see the way he's controlling the clinch right away. He starts pushing him the way that he wants and then trying to transitions. Beautiful knee.
Jeffrey now starting to wear Chad Kelly down a little bit here up against the cage. Got
Good
those
control.
underhooks here.
Now, one thing I like that Jeffrey's doing is he's trying to throw those knees to the forearms, to the elbows. That eventually is going to leave Kelly without being able to really lift his arms too much because they're going to start feeling heavy and in a lot of pain.
Kelly now.
Beautiful left hook on the inside as well. Great work by Chad Kelly, getting off the cage and then trying to create an offense for himself.
Kelly now looking for that single leg and gets it.
Good work, but good work by Aaron Jeffries pushing down on the head and
Elbows.
nice elbows. Oh, he's dropping some mean elbows.
Kelly ate a lot of those to try to get the takedown, but Jeffries back to his feet.
One thing I like about what Jeffrey's doing, he's controlling the clinch a little bit high under the armpits there. That's going to leave that belly open and exposed.
Jeffrey likes to use those knees and those elbows, that Muay Thai background. 20 seconds left here in round number 1.
Now see, Jeffrey's corner is calling out for the low back foot sweep, and what they mean is they want Jeffrey to put his left leg behind Chad Kelly's right leg and try to pull off of the cage, which will allow him to hit that takedown. Beautiful short elbow on the inside. Great exchange by both guys. Great display of a good professional fighting.
Interesting first round there. Between these two pro middleweights.
Fight fans, we're going to round 2.
Looked like Aaron Jeffery might have done a little bit more damage, although he's showing a little bit of blood coming out of his nose. He was landing those knees and those elbows throughout that first round.
He seemed to be a little bit more technical than Chad Kelly in that first round. I'd like to see what Kelly does to adjust in the second. Redirection is very big in fighting. A lot of people don't understand that, but controlling the vision, pushing the head a certain way, allowing the person to go the way that they want so that you can expose them and start throwing really hard power shots, that's important as well.
See the replay here. See Kelly getting that takedown, but Jeffrey right back to his feet and then starts to throw those elbows. Those are some big elbows, and Kelly ate a lot of those to try to get that takedown.
One thing that saved Chad Kelly in that round was those elbows weren't getting hit with the tip of the elbow, because if they were, they'd be devastated.
Looks like Kelly has a little bit of blood coming out of the forehead there.
And there he goes again with that setup. He starts pushing forward on the lead foot, and then he throws the jab, a fake.
Superman
throws,
punch,
oh,
fake,
beautiful.
and a head kick. Wow. That was a nice combo there.
Very GSP-like. His fellow Canadian.
Nice inside elbow there from Jeffrey.
See, I like the way Jeffries is sneaking his elbows in every time he starts swimming. He sneaks his elbows in to create frames and start spinning them. This is a very, very smart fighter. And see, now Chad's doing the same thing. Kelly starts pushing that frame to kind of disrupt the positioning. Trying to go for the wizard there.
Jeffrey follows in the 1-2. Kelly counters with a right hand of his own. There's a right that lands in a body kick.
I'd like to see Jeffrey just kind of control the rhythm a little bit, start opening up with those kicks like he was at the beginning of the round, start landing some devastating strikes, because when he gets in close like that in the range, he's going to get clipped. Chad Kelly has a lot of power in those hands.
There's a head kick there from Jeffrey, just off the mark.
It seems that Jeffrey's content with opening up with a couple strikes and then pushing the fight into the fence where he can control the fight.
3:20 left to go here in round number 2. Aaron Jeffery and Chad Kelly. Been a test of wills thus far. A lot of clinch fighting so far in this fight.
Good exchange of knees on the inside of the legs. Ooh, that was a nasty stomp. Very good. Well, there he is. Got to be careful. Staying inside is dangerous.
Right hand over the top there from Kelly landed, but Jeffrey now with the clinch up against the cage. This is where he was landing a lot of those knees and those elbows in the first round.
And you can see Kelly's he's not new to this game. You see how right away he dug his underhooks and he's trying to change the positioning, control with the head tie. But again, Jeffrey's just creating that frame, pushing that space, and landing those knees. Now Chad doing the same thing, using the frame to push off and throw the elbows. Good work. Got to be careful staying on the inside, though. Those short little uppercuts and short hooks are very powerful, especially when they're thrown with the right rotation on the hip.
Jeffrey now trying to pick up that left leg of Kelly. Interesting, so much clinch fighting and not a lot of takedown attempts. This is a fight where these guys are expending a ton of energy.
Well, the cage is a tool, just like a fist, a knee, and a shin bone. And a lot of people that understand that, they know how to use the cage well. They just add a whole nother weapon to their arsenal.
Uppercut there off the break from Chad Kelly.
Good job by Chad Kelly, pushing up.
Nice
But again,
knee
that clinch is what's helping.
It's just a grinding fight so far.
Good job by Jeffrey. Great hips.
Good job staying on his feet there.
And right away digging that underhook to push up and pull him off of the legs. Great work by Aaron Jeffries.
Yeah, if you want to stay on your feet, you either get that underhook or you get an overhook.
Both guys now bleeding a little bit out of the nose.
Jeffrey doing a good job getting his hips below Kelly's and getting that good
short
head
elbow.
position.
And return by Chad Kelly.
Love that Jeffrey, even as a tall fighter, can fight as the kind of shorter guy and be able to get inside, almost shorten his limbs.
One thing he's got to be careful with, though, is staying on the outside with Chad Kelly and allowing that space for that knee to come up.
They separate here. Back to the center of the cage.
Jeffrey's starting to look a little tired now. Starting to see that this fight is starting attacks on him as well. Those kicks are coming a lot slower. The problem is with engaging in this grinding style is it wears you out too. So even though Aaron Jeffries has been controlling most of the fight, this is very taxing on his arms as well.
15 seconds in round number 2. Nice elbow over the top there.
Way to get under. Good way to get under. Beautiful uppercut to Chad Kelly. And we're going to see a round 3.
One of the things you see between these two guys, the durability.
So you know what that means. We want you to pull
Neither guy ever been finished in their professional or amateur careers.
Seems to be an evenly matched fight as well.
So that they know to come get a ticket to Honor Fighting number 4, Reaching the Summit, or one of those big fights in the flats. I think we're going to be up there. It's going to be fun.
Interesting couple of rounds here between these two fighters.
Oh, I think that's a little jab at the Canadian with the music.
Canadians always come into this area and always fight tough fights and pick on the toughest guys and win more often than they lose. See here the nice head positioning. That's the elbow there from Aaron Jeffery. I think he needs to throw some more of those in the third round. He seemed like he was starting to wear Chad Kelly down just a little bit, just a hair.
I'd like to see Chad Kelly be a little bit more aggressive with his striking in this round and see if he can try to clip instead of allowing this young man Jeffries to get in on the inside again. Because it seems like when he starts putting pressure, Jeffrey has no response but to push him up against the fence. He's defending well, but he doesn't want no part of those hands as well.
Yeah, it looks like it. I was going to say, Jeffrey does not want to get involved in a firefight here with Chad Kelly.
Well, all it takes is one. Good side kick. Like the way he faked that with the jab and then came in with the side kick. He knew that he was in the distance. One thing I'm noticing a lot from Chad Kelly is he's throwing that elbow right up the middle.
A lot of movement here from Aaron Jeffery in the third round. Inside leg kick, follows it in.
And again, beautiful work. Inside leg kick, fake, get inside, and then he's able to throw. Nice elbow off the break. And fighters can learn a lot from Aaron Jeffries. When he's exiting the clinch, he's keeping his jab hand out long so that he's not getting hit with the big bomb on the right hand.
Short right hand over the top there from Jeffrey.
Oh, very nice elbow on the inside by Chad Kelly. Got to be careful with that knee. Now Chad Kelly's got to be careful. He keeps leaning that pressure to one way. Instead of keeping the head up high and under the jaw, he's kind of tending to lean over towards the shoulder, and that's what allowing Aaron Jeffery to be able to throw those knees.
Jeffery looking for the trip takedown here. Unable to get it.
You see now, you see the difference in when they're controlling. Aaron Jeffrey's kind of keeping his head right in the middle. And the only time he'll throw his head to the side is when he's controlling with an overhook.
Chad Trukovich separates them with 3 minutes left to go in the fight.
Good outside leg kick. He's been peppering that leg all night. I'd like to see what it looked like if he'd fake high, if he'd fake low and go high with that kick. There it is. See, he's controlling the rhythm with his kicks, so I think he should do a lot more of that in order to continue being successful.
Body kick there from Kelly.
And Kelly needs to just start getting real explosive. Needs to kind of let it all out there because he's down 2 rounds, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that second round was a lot closer. Going to be interesting to see on the judges' scorecards if we get there. Very evenly matched fight through 2.5 rounds. Chad Kelly now looking for the takedown, the single leg up against the cage. There's some more of those elbows here. Kelly picking up the ankle. Great balance there from Aaron Jeffery just to stay on his feet.
Well, Aaron's got to watch that head getting turned like that because he's going to catch a knee.
Again, the grind here up against the cage.
Beautiful knee by Chad Kelly. But again, allowing that head clinch. Like, one thing that I like, though, is as soon as Jeffery gets that head clinch, Chad changes levels and tries to go low, which doesn't allow him to maintain that Muay Thai plum.
Another nice knee there from Jeffery on the inside, but he's got his back up against the cage here.
And
some more elbows.
He's going to have some sore ears in the morning.
Minute left to go in the fight. Another elbow there from Chad Kelly.
Very good short elbow on the inside. And I like that Chad's adjusted a little bit. He's been kind of controlling with the overhook a little bit more, not leaving his head out there so much.
This is the type of fight that cauliflower ear has made. A lot of grinding between these two guys on the ear. Good head positioning from both guys.
That's a badge of honor in most places.
30 seconds left as Chad Kelly tries to open up here.
It's definitely not going to get you any dates, I'll tell you that much.
See if one of these guys can leave a final impression in the judges with 15 seconds left to go.
Good job by Jeffrey, still control, getting that clinch. Chad is definitely
those
fighting.
Knees here, wow.
Good elbows on the inside.
Short time left here. What an absolute battle.
Good fight by both fighters.
Let's give a shout out to those two guys. 15 minutes of fighting in the cage. Thank you, Aaron and Chad. We're going to go to the scorecard.
Chad Kelly
They go
with his
all
hands
15 minutes. That's a tough one to score. I'll see how the judges think. I don't know. I don't even want to say on that one because it was such a close fight for all 3 rounds.
I personally believe that Jeffries kind of took it. I think that he controlled the range a little bit more. He was the one putting the pressure up against Chad Kelly in the first 2 rounds. I believe I would go 2 rounds to 1 Aaron Jeffries. But Kelly definitely a warrior. Stayed fighting all the way to the end of the last bell. And he had some beautiful positions in every round.
The replay. A lot of the fight was spent in this exact position up against the cage as we see Kelly trying to tee off here at the end. That nice elbow on the inside and a knee there from Jeffery.
But if we're talking about just volume and strikes alone, I believe those elbows are what's going to make the difference. There must have been at least 20 unanswered elbows.
Got the official result here from Josh Saenz.
Thank you once again. Let's give a big round of applause to Aaron and Chad for 15 minutes of fighting. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, Aaron Jeffery.
Great performance by Aaron Jeffries.
Aaron.
Putting up a great performance, coming into hostile territory and getting the victory.
Aaron Jeffery coming in from Canada. And then 2 years out of the cage. Both of you guys, your pro and amateur careers, neither one of you had ever been finished. Both super durable guys. Is that what you were expecting, a 3-round battle?
Yeah, I knew he was going to be a gritty dude. I thought he'd be done after the first round and I'd be able to outlast him, but he came on strong at the end. It was a good fight.
And 2 years out of the cage. I know you've dealt with some injuries, and I know you've got some people to thank.
All my coaches at Parabellum, I just joined them this year. I couldn't be more happy with this team. I got my sponsors, Dr. Mom, Top Line Contracting, Hometown Brewco. Thanks to everyone who came down to see me. Thanks to all the boys at home watching. And I gotta wish a 60th birthday to my beautiful mother and a 26th to my beautiful girlfriend. Happy birthday, guys.
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Moving up to 4-1 on his pro career, Aaron Jeffery.
Well, happy birthday, Mrs. Jeffries.